morning, everyone. I'm Johnson. Today, I'm going to talk about the preservation of the image of a city. My former presentation, I talked about how to preserve the landmarks in city, but I realized it was like I'll say it's an illustration of some like professional knowledge which is not like useful for us. So I have shifted a little bit about my topic. So today we're gonna talk the image of the city. So everyone have the image of your the city, maybe your hometown, maybe some city you have visited. But we have the different image. But also we have a common image of the city, like New York. We know that New York is like a crazy city. It's very hustle and bustle, but we love New York because New York have their own characteristics, and today that's because China has been like developed very fast, and now in China the government, some professionals, they try to like, demolish like everything to build a modern city, a fancy city, but which is I think is wrong because we should protect the image of the city in order to protect the history, protect the characteristics of the city. So uh, in the 1960, the Kevin Lynch, which is an architect who raised the concept of the image of the city in the urban planning field. He said, what can the city planner to do is make the city image more vivid and memorable to the city developer. And so the cities you have lived in, you have visited, you know the city looks like, but you cannot imagine in these 10 years. If you in China, what happened? If you left your city maybe 2 years, 4 years, when you go back, you cannot find your home. That's what happened in China. So this really is an interesting topic which I want to bring. So almost all the cities in China has become much more larger than before, than 10 years before. And also from some survey, they say that 60% households have their home demolished and land seized. So which is like the city has become totally different than before. And also, so the first topic I want, the point I want to bring is to have a master plan to define the image of the city, to find what we should preserve for the city. First, the master plan in every country, I think, is a law. But in China, we also have this planning system. We do the master plan every 20 years, but which I think is not enough long for a law, because the law has to be resist for a long time, such as New York. New York did their master plan since 1916 to nowadays. They have changed it 3 times. So this is almost say 30, 40 years it's changed in one time, but they all contain some the same parts of the cities. And the master plan have to defining the function of the districts for the cities. So there's like New York, they have the downtown, they have the Wall Street, the financial district. They have some how to say the riverside, some for the industry, the function, and they have to be like resist for a long time. And we also need to defining the area we should preserve, like some green area, like some like the river park along the Hudson River, the historical district, and also the landmarks, important landmarks in the master plan. And the second, I think we should find the patterns of the city. What's the pattern of the city? I won't say for their every single city they have their own style, but what we should do is to find their style for a city. Like New York is like is very diversity city, but we cannot build as San Francisco, because there is the city, it's a high technical city. So we should find these styles also for the architect. So in Manhattan, we have a lot of high skyscrapers, but in some city they don't need some this kind of buildings. But what we do in China, we try to demolish all the buildings to build high skyscrapers. So we cannot learn from another city. We have to find our own pattern of the city. So we need protect. We need find the pattern of the city. We need to protect the existed pattern. So also we need to develop and use this pattern for build our enlarge our cities. And the last part, I want talk about enlarging and protecting landmarks. So I said enlarging is not like build there big. It's enlarging is that we should find the meaning of these landmarks. We need to develop these landmarks, maybe to give them the different function. Maybe some of the buildings maybe it's is the home of some celebrity, but we can build them as a museum to teach people, to encourage people in some field. So which is not exactly build the building. We need to find more meaningful things to do with the buildings, with some district, historical district, and also we need to protect the landmarks. And same as in China, we could see a lot of the parks were destroyed to build buildings, but which is not I know this parks in the center of the city, which is very expensive, but we all see the New York protect the Central Park as the pressure of the city of the. So I think we should protect the landmarks as a very important part of the city. This is my reference from some book.